Namaskaram. We are looking at chapter 3, Karma Yoga. The last few days, we have covered few slokas, the major part of the slokas. Now, we have few more slokas to be completed. Yesterday, we have seen Bhagavan has no excuse from his karma. He is also part of nature and he also has to do his job. This is to motivate Arjuna to be in action. Now, the next 11 slokas, 25th to 35th. The right action, the wise and unwise. What makes them different? How a performance of action without attraction, without attachment. Again, attachment is bandhana, binding or being bounded to the result or performance itself. Or how do you get rid of your desires? Is it necessary to get rid of desire? How to get rid of attraction and repulsion? The techniques of right action is what Bhagavan is going to explain from verse 25 onwards. The sloka from 25 onwards, let us chant once up to 35. That is, as I said earlier, that is one bunch. And 36 to 43, the last portion of third chapter. Chapter 3 Karma Yoga has 46 verses. 36 to 43. They are actual prescriptions on how to overcome desire. That is followed after this right actions. Arjuna gets another question. Why you are forcing me to do papa, was the question what Arjuna asked. For that, the answer is given. How to overcome desire. Always Bhagavan, the style in writing the text is such the next chapter is about karma, jnana plus sannyasa. So leading towards sannyasa. That means how to overcome desire. That is what the last portion. So that will give your doubt. Not why am I forcing you to do papa? Is it really papa? You will find an answer by yourself. That's what Bhagavan says. So the slokas verses goes like this. Sakta karmanya vidvamsaha vidvamso yatha kurvandi bharata kuryat vidvam statha sakta chikirshu loka sangraham na buddhibhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yukta samacharan prakrite kriya karmani gunai karmani sarvashah ahangara vimudhatma kartaha midi manyate tattva vittu mahabhago തത്വവിത്തു മഹാബാഹോ ഗുണകർമ്മ വിഭാഗയോ ഗുണാ ഗുണേഷു വർത്തന്തെ ഇതി മത്വാ ന സഞ്ജതേ പ്രകൃതൈർഗുണസമ്മൂഢ സഞ്ജതേ ഗുണകർമ്മസു താന കൃത്സ്ന വിദോ മന്ദാൻ കൃത്സ്നവിന്ന വിചാലയേത് മയി സർവാണി കർമാണി സന്യസ്യധ്യാത്മ ചേതസാം നിരാശിർ നിർമ്മമോ ഭൂത്വാ യുദ്ധസ്വ വിഗതജ്വര യേമേ മതമിദം നിത്യം അനുതിഷ്ഠന്തി മാനവാഃ ശ്രദ്ധാവന്തോ അനസൂയന്തോ നസൂയന്തോ മുച്യന്തേ തേബി കർമ്മിഭിഃ യേ ത്വേ തദഭ്യസൂയന്തഃ നാനുതിഷ്ഠന്തി മേ മതം സർവജ്ഞാന വിമൂഢാംസ്ഥാൻ വിദ്ധി നഷ്ടാന ചേതസഃ സദൃശം ചേഷ്ടതേ സ്വസ്യ പ്രകൃതൈർനാനവാനപി പ്രകൃതിം യാന്തി ഭൂതാനി നിഗ്രഹഃ കിം കരിഷ്യതി ഇന്ദ്രിയസ്യേന്ദ്രിയാസ്യാർത്ഥേ രാഗദ്വേഷൗ വിവസ്ഥിതൗ തയോർന വശമാഗേശ്ചത് തൗ ഹസ്യ പരിപന്ഥിനൗ ശ്രേയാൻ സ്വധർമ്മോ വിഗുണഃ പരധർമാത് സ്വ അനുഷ്ഠിതാത് സ്വധർമ്മേ നിയത നിധനം ശ്രേയഃ പരധർമ്മോ ഭയാവഹഃ. These are 11 slokas. Now let us get into each one of the slokas to understand what is that Bhagavan wants Arjuna to learn from these messages, or what is that Bhagavan is leading all of us on the right path. What makes somebody wise and non-wise? Who is ignorant? Who is wise? Who is with attachment, without attachment? How the differences are. That is what Bhagavan is going to say. Sakta karmanya vidvamso. Sakta, attached. Karmani, the duties. All those people who are attached to duties. Who are they? Vidvamso. They are all the ignorant people. Yatha kurvandi bharata. Yatha, as such as kurvandi, the actions are such. They get attached to that work. That is how Arjuna. Kuryad vidvam sthatha sakta. What they do, should they do something as wise people? Vidvam, Kuryat, should do as wise people. Vidvam, sthatha, thus what is that as what they are supposed to do? Saktaha, asaktaha. They are all doing sakta style, attached. What is that they are supposed to do? Asaktaha, without any bondage, without any attachment, they are supposed to do. Chikir, wise people, those people who are wishing to, they have a desire. What is that chikir? What is the desire? Shurloke, loka sangraham. They want to do things for the welfare of the world. Such people are the wise people. The wise people who are doing not selfishly for the welfare of the world are the wise people. Those people who get attached to their own karma, they are selfish people. They are all not wise people. They get attached. Such people are ignorant. There are two type of people. One, they are ignorant. Second people, they are wise people. The ignorant people are not wise people. Wise people are never ignorant. The ignorant people get immersed into their selfishness with their bounded attachment they do. Wise people, without attachment, with whole detachment, they perform the duties. Those people, they lead people on the right path also. Those people will lead the other people for the sake of the right path. That means whatever I am doing will also influence others. Such people are called wisdom people. Because earlier itself, Janaka's example is given as Yadyada Jarati Sreshta Tattade Vetarochana Sayat Pramanam Gurude Lokastadanu Vartade. Remember that. We are from Q from that. Therefore, those people who get attached to such activities will stay as examples in the world. Sakta Karmanya Vidwamsa Yadha Kurvandi Bharata Kuryad Vidwamstha Statha Saktaha Chikirshur Loga Sangraham. So those people are doing the Loga Sangraham, welfare of the world. Welfare is not in materialistic welfare, for the welfare of the people. So what is the best welfare? Being an example to lead them in the right path. That is the best Loga Sangraham. So that is what Bhagavan is explaining in the 25th sloka. Now 26th one. Na buddhi bedam janayet nanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktaha samacharan na buddhi bedam. Na, without, no, buddhi bedam. No difference in the intellect. Buddhi bedam. Buddhi is intellect. Buddhi bedam, without discarding, without keeping away the intellect, janayet, to generate, to manifest, to create, atnanam karma sanginam. What do they do? The atnanis, those people who are ignorant, not wise people, the ignorant people, karma sanginam, they get attached to the fruits of the action. Karma sangi. The sangam is for the karma. That means they are not looking for the welfare of the world, but they are looking at their own activity, their own benefit. For every step they take, they will start thinking, what do I get? How do I make one extra mileage on this? There are some people in the government departments, ministry, politicians, they want to make mileage of everything. Their intention is not to do things or keep things happening in its own performance. They want to show that they are doing it. Whether that happens or not is not their objective. Their objective is objecting something which doesn't happen without their presence. If they are there, it should happen. Or I must be the person who is reporting it. Let somebody else do it. See, these are problems in the hierarchical structure. Sometimes government people doesn't have much job. Their job is only to take credit of what others do. And who will report to the higher authority first? It's in a race. What a stupid. And 365 days they are worried about. One day after the promotion day they get a happiness. For that one day happiness, 365 days they are in the race. Na buddhi bedam janayet atnanam karma sanginam. Their sangam is with that karma only, not in the welfare of the society. Joshayet sarva karmani. They should inspire actually. For what? Karma to do with those associated people. They are all together with them. They should consider him as a role model and inspire others. Such people are wise people. So you should become a role model. In the previous line also, that is what Bhagavan mentioned. Vidwan yuktaha samacharan. The wise people, the enlightened people, yuktaha. Vidwan, wise people. Yuktaha, the enlightened people. Samacharan, performing properly. Sama acharan, nicely they do their job. Seeing them, others will think, I should also become like this. They are people who are called acharyas. Acharyas are people, they do something, seeing that others will think, oh, I must also do the same style. Let me also do like this. At least try to do like that. That feeling should come with the people who are all associated around you. Not looking at you in an envy style. See, there could be somebody like that. Ignorant fellows will be there. The wise people, they will look at you and they get attached to the fruits of action, the ignorant fellows. Don't stop to them. See, your intention should not be, the wise people are not those people who will stop those people, say that no, this is not useful, not good. Because actually telling them is a waste of time. Because they are ignorant. That is why they are doing. So how do you convert them? Silently do your job so that they will look at you and then probably imbibe. Not all of them. Somebody is imbibing, then well and good. You are doing for Loka Sangraham, in which everybody will not change. There could be animal sort of two-legged human beings also. The character is like an animal. They are all selfish people. There are such people. Bhagavan exactly knows who is good, who is bad. So, what is that you are supposed to do? You do your job and don't see, there is a difference between Acharya and Guru. Guru can teach somebody else. He will tell you, don't do this, don't do this. But Acharya will never speak anything as advisor. He will just do. So Bhagavan says, Acharanam is more better. You do it. See, Bhagavan himself did this Acharanam. Bhagavan came down to a level. He is doing his job. Without doing job, Bhagavan is not asking Arjuna to do. Right? But here, a disciple has come and surrendered. And he has doubt. Because he has doubt and he is asking question, Bhagavan is teaching. Otherwise, Bhagavan would not have tried teaching this at all. Because Bhagavan believes in people, those who are performing and looking at him, wise people may follow. Na buddhi bedam janayet atnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktaha samacharan. Beautiful. Now, the next one, 27th. Prakrite kriya karmani kriya manani prakrite kriya manani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahangara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. Those people, such people who are for materialistic benefit, they have ahanda. Bhagavan is using the word ahangaram, but commonly we started misusing this word. Therefore, ahangaram is the word used in the verses, but don't understand ahangaram as ahangaram. Ahangaram is a good word. Ahanda. Ahangara vimudhatma. The ahangaram is knowing what you are. Vimudhatma. So that is added to that. Those who have the ego misleading themselves to do something else, they are called a ahangara vimudhatma. For them there is a question here. What is that? Why are they like this? Because this has got great relation with the 14th chapter. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Because your basic character, ahangaram, depends on whether you have sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, which is prominent in you. That explanation will come later. Here, prakrite kriyamanani. Prakriti, the material nature around you, the world around you carries out, or whatever you have done, kriyamanani, with that whatever you do, gunaihi karmani sarvashaha, by the three modes, three gunas. What are the gunas? Sattva, raja, tamo gunas. With that, his activities, all kind of activities, he gets engaged with the materialistic world based on his gunaihi, his basic character. Ahangara vimudhatma. Such people are called ahangara vimudhatmas. Kartaham idi manyate. They think that whatever they are doing, for themselves only they will think, and they do such things. Kartaham idi manyate. They think they are the doers. They are the great people, they are doing it. What? With a false identification of their own self, but in ignorance or only they are doing. The activities by them which are controlled by the three gunas, they are all doing it for their own self benefit, their own body, their own materialistic things around, their own sensory organs to get satisfied. Therefore, they are all ahangara vimudhatmas. That's what Bhagavan says. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahangara vimudhatma kartaha vidhi manyate. Now, verse number 28. Tattvavittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayo guna ganeshu vartande idi matva na sanjate. Idi matva na sanjate. That is what actually put them into a bondage, or it ties them, it catches them, it entangles them, it will not give them freedom. Otherwise, Atma is free. But these gunas will tie them. That is what happens. Vittva vittu mahabaho. The vittva vit, the knower. Vitt is the truth. The tattva vit, those people who knows the tattva. The tattva vit, the knower of the truth. Tattva vittu mahabaho. A mighty armed Arjuna, the great powerful Arjuna, the fighter Arjuna, mahabaho, the powerful arms. That means Arjuna. A warrior. Tattvavittu, the knower of the truth. Gunakarma vibhagayo. Gunakarma vibhagayo. That is coming as 14th chapter. This second line itself is one chapter next time. Gunakarma vibhagayoha. That people distinguish based on their basic guna. Guna guneshu vartande. They stay as their guna is prescribed to them. Every one of us have got. Rama had, Sita had, Janaka had, Krishna had. Every one of us also have the three gunas. But what combination it becomes much better is what describes how good person you are. I have a small book called Life Made Simple. In Delhi, Shobha Panikar's daughter Surya once asked me how to distinguish this, or I don't know, some discussion happened. I remember asking Surya to look at you, father, mother, as three different animals to distinguish what sort of guna you have inside you. The sattva, raja, tamo gunas are explained in terms of animals. Look at that book and then learn. That's the best way to explain. That cat, dog, and I think fox. These are the three animals which I took as example. And then you can analyze each one of us. These are not simply theoretical classes. Practically, we can look at people around you and see those people have guna, guneshu vartande. What sort of guna they have, prompting them to do many things which otherwise they would not have done but they keep doing it. Why? Their guna is what prompts them to do, not their wiseness. Iti matva na sajjate. Iti matva na sajjate. Knowing this, the becomes attached to such guna. Though the Atma is free, it could raise to the highest level, forgetting about your Sattva-guna. There also, the 14th chapter also, the aim is to distinguish the three guna. But what you should become? You should go beyond that gunas. Your performance should not be with these gunas as prominent in you. Any of these guna prominent in you, you cannot be spiritual. Tattva vittu mahabaho. Guna karma vibhagayoho. Guna guneshu vartande. Iti matva na sajjate. Those people get attached to this and they lose their illuminant quality, the highest prominent quality of the Sattva-gunam inside them. The Sat is lost. The Sattva-vitt is lost. What is that? The Atma is not prominently spreading its light. They become ignorant. Now the 29th sloka. Prakriter gunasammudha sajjate gunakarmasu thana krishna vido mandan krishna vinna vichalayet. Prakriter gunasammudha. Prakriter, with that materialistic nature each one has gunasammudha. There, by the materialistic nature, what is happening? Their guna is deluded. Guna is hidden. Guna is not shown. They settle into that state where they cannot show their actual ability. Sajjade, sajjande, they become attached to that guna. Guna karmasu, based on, it is actually not the Atma, the Manas, the intellect buddhi, not the Sank, Sattaha, that Satt with the Sangam is not doing the job. They are not in the Sangastha level, not the Sannyasa level. They are in the Triguna level. With that Prakriti Gunam, what do? They become Sammudham. They become ignorant. Sajjande. They become attached to that, joined to that. Guna karmasu. Because of the result of action which they do. Tana Krishna Vido Mandan. Then those people, what will happen to them? The persons without knowledge. Vido. Those people without having sufficient knowledge, they become Mandan, ignorant. They become lowest level people, Manda Buddhi. Their action will become waste. They will become the lowest strategy people, the lowest stratum people. They cannot make any strategy in their life. They cannot improve from their position. Krishna Vinna Vichalayet. The person with knowledge, what is that they are supposed to do? They should not Vinna, they should not Na Vichalayet. Don't go and shake hand with them. Don't have a Sangam with them. Ignore them. There is no point in having Sangam with such people. Don't settle with them. What does it mean? Don't settle with them mean, don't try to argue with them and then tell them, hey, this is not what you are doing, is not correct. Such ignorant people could be there around. The earlier sloka also, that is what Bhagavan said. Don't try to advise them. You don't become guru to them. Just ignore them. Because they don't even surrender to you totally. They think that they know. Whatever they are doing is correct. They become ignorant. And with that ignorance, they will start doing many things as if they are spiritually higher people. You can see many of them in this world. And they survive for some time. Ignore them. Don't try to. You need not. The Prakriti Guna is what is making them to do like this. They are all Mudha Chittas. Their Chitta, Manas itself is totally blind. Their Prakriti is governed by the three Gunas. The Guna Karma is what they are doing. The Kartrutva Bhoktu Rupena, they join with this. The Kartrutva Bhoktu Rupa. Whatever they do for their own benefit. They are Alpatnas, Mandabuddhis. They don't understand the karma rahasyam. You being a person who is in the Brahmanishta, why are you going around them and then wasting your time? Don't do that. There is no point in wasting time with them. Don't settle with them. You should keep away with them. That is what Bhagavan says. This is not for Arjuna alone. This is for every one of us practically to know, ignore. There are some people where you have to ignore. Right? Or don't worry. Ignore doesn't mean when they respond you don't have to answer them. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't take it in your heart. That's it. Right? Prakritir guna sammudha sanjante guna karmasu Tana Krishna vido mandan Krishna vinna vijalayat. Now, sloka number 30. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasyadhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigadajvaraha. Yuddhasva vigadajvaraha. So this is actually, maybe we can call it as the essence of Karma Yoga. The sloka number 30 of 3rd chapter Karma Yoga chapter, which is actually the backbone of the art of action. Without this, nothing will happen. Therefore, what is that Bhagavan says here? Vigadajvara. You are in a Vigadajvara. What is that? A mental fever. Vigadajvara. Without that, that jvaram should not be there for you. What you should do? Yuddhasva. Fight. Without having these trouble of the ignorance that everybody has, you should not have such qualities. You should get out from that and then start fighting. That's what the performance is, what is expected from you. The work is what is expected from you. Not to me, but for the whole worldly benefit. Meditate on that. Devotionally do it. Take it as a passion. Get into that Atma level where you have the supreme ability in you which takes you to the sannyasa level, total detachment from the desire and selfishness. Therefore, your mental grief will go from you. You will be a free person without a distress. In such a situation, you will be able to perform your duty perfectly well. Yuddhasva vigadajvara. So, sloka number 30 of 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga, which is probably the chavi, the key, the gist of the whole Bhagavad Gita. If somebody consider Bhagavad Gita is totally Karma Yoga. Bhagavad Gita is many aspects, many people can look at it. As Krishna you can look at it, as Arjuna you can look at it, as Dhritarashtra you can look at it, as Sanjaya you can look at it, as Vyasa or Ganesha or any common man in this world, the way you can look at it. In whatever style which you are looking at it, you will understand. So here, as far as Arjuna is concerned, the direct impact of this sloka is Yuddham, fighting. That is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita as far as Arjuna is concerned. Not for all of us, because we are learning it for taking us to the fearless distress situation. Ashochya nanyashochastvam ma shucha ending. That is the ultimate aim. But that which action he is going into, Arjuna is going into Yuddham. We are going into whatever activity we are supposed to be into. That also he will tell. What action you are supposed to do that action. Mai sarvani karmani. Not all that work. What is that? My action. Mai sarvani karmani. Unto me. What is that to me? as you are doing for the society. Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa. You should have two activity. What is that? Sanyasya Asta. That means renouncing completely. No bondage at all. Adhyatma. What is Adhyatmam? Take it to that level which is equivalent to God. Adhyatma level is your Atma is surrendering to God. Atma and Paramatma both joined becomes Adhyatma. That level, surrendering yourself to the Godhood, Nirashir, without any asha. No intimacy to that. Free from any bondage to that. Nirasha, Nirmama. No ownership also. Mamata should not be there. Oh, it is my work. It is my work. It is my work. There are plenty of people. They always want, see, your job, when you do, many people should learn. Many people should reach into many people. Therefore, that marketing is essential. That is what Bhagavan also does here. Nothing wrong. Vyasa is also writing it down for all of us to learn. But your benefit is not what you are looking at. The Loga benefit is what you are looking at. That should be your aim. The Nirasha Nirmama. You should not have any selfish benefit out of it. You should not think about what you will get out of it. Always think what others will get out of it. Bhutva, being in such a position, don't think that. See, when you think what do you get, you become distressed. When you think somebody else will get benefit at some point of time, still you will have a motivation to do whatever action you are doing. That's what Bhagavan says here. Mai sarvani karvani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhuktva yuddhasva vigata jvaraha. Having said 30th sloka, now you have to go to 31st one. What is the 31st one? It is, if you do so, what is that you will get? Sort of a thing. If you do like this, this is what you will get. That is what the 31st sloka says. If all that what I said, if you are going to do with all the Ishwara Arpana Buddhi, what is that you do become the Pavitram, the most sacred job. Therefore, you will get these benefits. That is what Bhagavan is trying to explain in the next one. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishthandi manavaha sraddhavando anasuyando muchyande te abhikarmabhihi. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishthandi manavaha sraddhavando anasuyando Uchyande tevi karmibhihi. That karmabhihi, that action without any attachment. Ye me matamidam nityam. Who has got this learning? Those who learned this, those who understood this, those who abide my teaching, those who are going to follow my instructions. Nityam, not once in a while. Don't do that. Some people will listen. Yeah, I will listen to you, sir. You are my most favorite, but once in a while. After some time, immediately, yeah, I don't care you. No. Ye me matamidam nityam. Nityam is important. Full time surrender. Anutishthandi manavaha. All that is what is prescribed for the whole human being. What is being done, what is followed, what is the instructions which are given for everyone to follow. Sraddhavando, with full faith. Shraddha is with full faith, with full surrendering. Sraddhavando, anasuyando, without any doubt. Don't have any doubt inside that. Fully, without anasuyando, sraddhavando, anasuyando. What is to be done? Muchyande. Then you become free. Don't just fight because I told you. Don't do that. What is that you are supposed to do? Take this internally inside you and change yourself and decide I am going to fight. That manas you should have. Uchyande tebi karmibhihi. From the bondage of all the karma, you will be released from that. This is what Bhagavan says later also, 18th chapter. He already said the last one. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Same concept is same. If you follow me, follow my instructions perfectly and do everything surrendering to me, but not for me. You are doing it for the Lokananma. Such activities when you do, Uchyande tebi karmibhihi. Heme madamitam nityam anushthandi manavaha sraddhavando anasuyando muchyande tebi karmabhihi. This is what Bhagavan says. Now, 32nd sloka. Ye tvetat dabhya suyandaha te ye tve tada abhyasuyando ye tve tada abhyasuyandaha nahanuttishtandi me matam sarvatnana vimudham sthan vidhi nashtana chetasaha. This is actually a question. You must listen to me. Bhagavan so far was soft, but now he is very strict. He is saying, if you don't listen to me, what will happen? You will ruin yourself. Nashtana chetasaha. You will bring yourself your own worst state. That's what Bhagavan says. You will get ruined. Nothing worse than this can happen. Okay? Ye tveta those tu etat. That is what is becoming tvetat. Abhyasuyando, those people who are getting into this knowledge, those who do not get this knowledge, those people who are not finding the teaching is not what is bad. What is that? They do abhyasuyande. They start making fun of whatever I am teaching. They don't listen to me. They ignore what I said. No problem. But they make fun of what I am saying. If you ignore somebody, it doesn't matter. But you make fun of them. Then, nanu tishtandi me matam. Anushtanti. See, you are not following what I am saying. Me matam. My teachings you are not following. Sarvatnana vibhudam sthan. What do they think? They think I know everything. There are some people, they don't want to learn from somebody because they think they know. Such people are called Sarvatna Vimudham Sthan. Those type of people, they think that they know everything and they stay in their Vimudhatma level. They cannot learn anything. They ignore. Actually, what do? They find one mistake somewhere and then start finding fault. There are many people. During 1 hour lecture, one grammar mistake which I made in the beginning of my lecture. Anyway, I am not an Englishman. I am not a learned Sanskrit man. There could be some small mistakes. Instead of learning what is trying to teach, somebody will start looking at that mistakes and then I will tell him that this mistake you did. And the whole throughout the lecture, that was only what was heard. Therefore, what happened? 2-3 times the speaker himself corrected that. But that he did not listen. Such people commonly we see in many places. Sarva, the Bhagavan knows. While giving lecture also, Bhagavan knows because he is an expert lecturer. He has given thousands of hours of lecture. So he knows. Sarvatna Vimudham Sthan. They will only listen to that. They will listen to themselves. Why? They are keeping that what they said in their mind and then that is only going into tape recorder. Wang, 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 wang. So they don't listen to anything else. Vidhi, where are they? Vidhi, they stay, they ruined themselves. Nashtana chetasaha. They are such a level, they stay inside their ruined state, entirely lacking that level of getting into higher. They are not free from any discrimination to understand what is good and what is bad, because they lack all that knowledge. They are deprived of being associated with any good activities around. They don't learn anything. There are such people. Why Bhagavan is telling this? Arjuna, are you like this? Each one of us, when we hear this from Bhagavan, we have to ask ourselves. I have to ask myself, is it Bhagavan telling me like this? Should I need a correction process in me? That is what each one of us to think. So each one of us are giving this lesson from Bhagavan. Am I ignorant of something which somebody told me some point of time where I am not doing it, I am not correcting it? Am I not learning? Am I turning my face? Am I not reflecting on what somebody is saying? Then I am doing a big mistake that I should realize myself. That is what each one of us are supposed to do. Ye tveta ada abhyasuyando ye tvetata abhyasuyando nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnana vimudham sthan vidhi nashtana chetasaha. Vidhi nashtana chetasaha. Such people are in that level of self-ruin. What to do with them? Difficult. Now, 33rd sloka. What does it say here? Sadrisham cheshtate syas. Sadrisham cheshtate swasya. Sadrisham cheshtate swasya. Prakrite nana vanapi. Prakritim yandi bhutani. Nigraha kim karishyati. Sadrisham cheshtate swaswa. Sadrisham, accordingly, like this. I told you, whenever Bhagavan is trying to conclude something, that means there is some very careful thing what you have to do. What is that? Sadrisham, accordingly, like this. That cheshta, the actions, the activities. What do? Swaswa. They do themselves. Sadrisham cheshtate swasya. They do themselves such activities. Accordingly, they do their activities, being in their own cocoon of ignorance, being in their own world of ignorance, being in their own pond of ignorance. Prakriti, mode of nature, all the three gunas. Jnana vanapi. Jnana vanapi, the wise, even wise people. Prakritim yandi bhutani, the nature follows. If you look at the nature, all living beings around you and the wise people, Prakritim yandi bhutani, the Prakriti is following, every living being is following, everybody is following. But what is your level? You are inside your cocoon. You are not able to see anything. Nigraha kim karishyati. They get into their own restraint themselves. They prevent themselves. Their inhibition is there in themselves. Their quality is so low, they don't see this world around them. Why? No use of your sensory organs, and then don't look at this for learning. That is that their stage is. What is that you are supposed to do? Open up your sensory organs to look at it. They close their sensory organs. No, because the whole Prakriti, yandi budha anindigraha kim karishyati. Why are you closing your sensory organs? Drishyatam cheshtade swasya. Such people are there where, what do? Prakriti nanavanapi. Actually, all of your sensory organs is supposed to enjoy the whole world around you, which is supposed to see, which is supposed to hear, supposed to smell. All that you should get into the world. Don't ignore them. Don't act yourself that I am not open to this world. What is the purpose of telling that I don't want to see this world around and close your sensory organs? No, don't do that. That is not reaching to the wiser level. Nigraha kim karishyati. While closing that, two sort of people. Though ignorant people, what do? They pretend that they are not seeing anything, and the wise things they don't see. That is actually thinking that you have reached that level. That is what happens to some people who pretend themselves as spiritual. Oh, I know meditation, and they close their eye. They follow some XYZ path which some ignorant people would have told. They are not seeing what is around them. They close their eyes. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your knowledge. You open up yourself to learn from everything and everywhere. Don't think that you are closing your indriyas because you don't want to open up into the three guna nature. Don't do that. Who is a wise person? Who can get into the worst place but you don't even have. See, not smoking when there are no smokers around is not a wise thing. Be along with the smokers and then you don't smoke. Be along with the group of drunkards and then you don't drink. Then you have that ability. Closing yourself from such nature around you is not what you are supposed to do. That's what Bhagavan says. Act according to the nature, be with the nature, and then you get detached from that. The bondage should not be there. Keeping you away from that and there is no, that doesn't make. Assume that all people around you are all subordinates around you and you don't have a chance to get angry, and somebody says he's a wise man, he will never get angry. What is the purpose? You should get into such a situation, all the constraints are there for you and then you get angry. In such a position you don't get angry, then you are a wise person. Even if you get a little angry, still you are a wise person. If you get angry and you can able to control it, then you are a wisest person. Open up your indriyas. That's what Bhagavan says. Don't close your indriyas. That is not what nigraha kim karishyati. Why are you closing your indriyas? Why are you doing nigraha to yourself? Because they will start acting against you after some time. That should not be done. Right? Sadrisham cheshtate swasya prakritair nanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraham ki karishyati. There is no point in being not with the society. That's what it means. Be with the problem and open up yourself and you can face the problem. Bhagavan is not trying to drag Arjuna away from the problem. Be in the problem and fight. That is what Bhagavan says. My aim is to make you to write examination, not run away from examination. That is what essentially to be done. Now, 34th sloka. Indriyasyarthe ragadveshau vivastitau tayorna vishamargaschet tau hyasya paripandhinau. Ragadvesham, indriyasyarthe. The sensory organs are supposed to sense all the objects around us. That is why sensory organs are given by God. Don't tell that, no, I don't have desire, I don't want to see this, I don't want to smell this because I will get tempted. Bhagavan has given all the indriyas, indriyasyarthe. This is given for sensory objects, are given for all the sense objects to be enjoyed. Ragadveshau vivastitau. The attachment to that is what is to be gone. Vivastitau. You should situate in a situation where ragadvesham, you should come inside you. You enjoy it and after some time you say, I don't want this. That is what you should do. Without enjoying, you say, I don't want this. What is the fun? Because you don't know what is it. Ragadveshau vivastitau tayorna vashamagachet. You get into them. Never control vashamagachet and control and be inside. That should not happen. Tau hyasya paribandhinau. Certainly then what will happen? Your sensory organs, when your all the senses which are supposed to be opened up to the Prakriti, if you close them, your own senses will become your enemy. They will start your feelings for seeing. You are closing because I don't want to see that. That should not happen. You remember the Guru and the Shishyas crossing the river. There was a lady who was trying to cross, a young, beautiful girl. The Guru, male. The disciples, all of them male. Generally, this has to be told specifically because that can make people to confuse. This is a great story which many people many times quoted. In this context, it is what is probably right time to say. When they were crossing the river, the Guru took that lady and then helped her to cross the river. The disciples were asking, how can you do this, Guru? Because you are touching her here and there. After 2 days only, the disciples got a chance to ask this to Guru. The Guru said, I dropped her just after crossing the river. But you, my disciples, my Shishyas, why are you not dropping her? For the last 2 days, you are carrying her inside your manas. That is the problem. Why? Because Guru's Indriyas are already closed. So he has no feeling around it. But the disciples could not get into that level. Therefore, they carry this thought. The problem is not tasting something, not getting angry, not getting happiness, not jumping out of. No, when you listen to a music, yeah, wow, very good, you can say. When you see something beautiful, you can say. A sannyasi, a swami need not be one who will not enjoy with his senses. Nothing wrong. But the problem is, Nitya Chaitanya Yedi used to come back after a series of lectures in the Western country. When disciples ask how was Western life, he used to say, what a beautiful ladies are there. All of them are wonderful. The disciples used to look at what is this Swamiji saying. See, nothing wrong in saying. There is a beautiful book written by Nitya Chaitanya Yedi, Yatra, My Travel. You must read that to understand what all the Bhagavad Gita slokas can come to you. But again, you are an individual, you are a human being, you are a person with all the sensory organs. You cannot pretend that it is all closed. It doesn't happen. Even for a guru like a Yati, it doesn't happen 24 hours, 365 days. Indriya, Bhagavan also is agreeing that you should open it up and you should have detachment. Detachment is not that permanent, every moment detachment. You can get, that is why Vida Raga Bhaya Krodha Stitadir Muniruchade. It doesn't say that you don't have it. You must be able to control it. That is what it says. That means your attachment should go. Don't carry it for longer. Immediate response, immediate push it down. That is what should happen. So the wave can have a high frequency, but not a longer wavelength. It can fluctuate too much within that limit, but don't take it longer. The wave should end there. Indriyasyarthe ragadveshau vivastitau. Ragadvesham should come. Tayorna vashamagachet tau hyasya paribandhinau. This is what Bhagavan says. The last sloka in this bunch of advices is ending with Swadharmam. Do your job. That is what Bhagavan says. Already he said, Yuddhaswa, fight. That is what you are supposed to do. Sreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swadha Anushtitat Swadharme Nidhanam Sreyaha Paradharmo Bhayavaha. This is one of the most important slokas in this Karma Yoga. Sreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swa Anushtitat Swadharme Nidhanam Sreyaha Paradharmo Bhayavaha. Don't get follow somebody else. Yeah, he is doing, she is doing, so I should also do it. Don't do such things. What is your dharma, you do it. What is prescribed for you, you do it. What is your skill, you do it. What is your attachment, you do it. Without attachment, if you do, it will become so much artificial, nobody can enjoy it. So what is essential? Understand what is your dharma, and that dharma you must follow. What is that is prescribed by you for doing, that alone you should do it. What is your dharma? Sreyan, what is good for you? Swadharmo Vigunaha. What is with your guna, without fault, with dharma, Swadharmam, what is that you can do? That gives you Sreyas. Sreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swa Anushtitat. somebody's dharma when you do, swadharme nidhanam sreyaha. That is not good to do somebody's dharma. You do your job. Swadharme nidhanam sreyaha. Your own dharma, when you do it, that becomes good for you. That is what is sreyam for you. Swadharme nidhanam sreyaha. That is what is good for you. Paradharmo bhayavaha. When you do somebody's job, not what is prescribed for you, you grab because XYZ is giving lecture, I also want to give lecture. When somebody is doing driving, I also want to drive that. When somebody is looking at a problem, I also want to look at that problem. Don't do that. What is that you are supposed to do? Do that. There are some people, they don't have their own job. What do? They keep dragging somebody's. Why are you not realizing what is your potential, what you can do? Do that. Sreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat swadharme nidhanam sreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. What you do as somebody else is not sreyam for you. Paradharmam is actually creating your bhayam for you. Don't follow paradharmam. Do swadharmam. That is what Bhagavan says.